Running a business is hard enough, but your accounting shouldn't be. For more than 20 years, MKJ Accounting Consultants have helped individuals and businesses across Australia with expert tax, accounting, finance, and superannuation services. From tax returns, lodgements and reporting, to cash flow analysis, budgeting and business advice, MKJ takes a proactive, hands-on approach so you can focus on growing your business, not chasing deadlines. So no matter what your accounting needs, MKJ has you covered. Call MKJ Accounting on 02 9317 2799 or visit mkj.com.au to find out more today. There's no ouzo talk without a bottle of ouzo, which is why we love the Greek Providor. Get a real taste of the very best produce that Greece has to offer, from olive oils and delicious artisan sweets to unique spirits, earthy herbs and memorable wines. Visit thegreekprovidor.com.au to see their delicious range. The Greek Providor, proud sponsors of the Ouzo Talk podcast.
Sound is.
Nick, it's not often that we get to do an impromptu episode of Ouzo Talk, but lo and behold, it's happened. We're here. This literally got turned around in less than an hour, I feel like. How did this come about, mate?
Well, it was about an hour ago. We're having a coffee with this gentleman and we're having a chat. I thought, this guy's got some goods about him. We have to get him on the show.
I mean, that's not fair, though. We knew he had the goods because he's got an Instagram page which we follow and have followed since it started, basically. I mean, it's right up our alley. It's stuff we've spoken about before. Mate, he's got plenty of followers, doesn't he?
He does, and he's got a good story. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
We heard him speak over a coffee. I go, fuck, this sounds quite interesting. And then halfway through our conversation, I was elbowing you, Tom. I go, what do you reckon? Should we get him on? And we looked at our calendars and go, fuck, let's lock it in.
Absolutely. We had some time up our sleeves, so we thought, let's just do it. Fuck it, right?
Definitely. And he got a taste of our live down at Brighton Les Sands having a coffee.
That's right.
With all the pareo, all the clowns that we mix it with every day and how we live around here.
That's right. Well, let's not pretend that he's not in the room with us. Alex Milonas, the man behind Souvlakination. Welcome to Ouzo Talk, my friend.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me. Not expected.
It's a last-minute addition, but mate, what a good one to have.
Pleasure to be on here as well. I've been listening to your podcast for a long time.
Fantastic.
And it's strange to be in the room and actually see the ouzo. I can hear it. I think I can smell it when I'm listening to the podcast. I think I could taste it. But
Everyone thinks it's a joke.
Classic.
Everyone thinks it's a joke and that we don't do this. Mate, there are bottles everywhere. We have, έχουμε άγριες διαθέσεις, as they say.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
So how did you feel when you got up this morning? Did you think you'd be doing this?
Honestly, no. Thought we were just having a gafedaki, not an ouzaki.
Yeah, classic.
It's good to progress quickly. And I think
Definitely.
that sums up Australia. I've been here for a month.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've made more friends here. I've had more barrier here than I do most of the time in London. So
There you
take
go.
that what you will.
Brilliant. And
We'll
we
take
understand
it.
you're flying out today as well, eh?
Tonight, last day. What a way to end off a trip and wrap it up. Absolute pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks for being here, mate.
Well, we're sort of blessed, I guess, with what's happening in the Middle East because you got to stick around longer.
Yeah.
Is that how it is? And
Not meant to be here currently. Yeah, I was meant to be in London, but flight back through Doha got cancelled. Flying back tonight through China. We'll see if that happens. Let's see if Xi Jinping comes up with something a last minute.
He's going to be trawling through your Instagram going, nah, this bloke's not coming in.
or
I wouldn't mind.
or they may not let him go. You know, how good is this bloke?
He'll be like, teach us about souvlaki.
Yeah.
Come on.
Classic.
Oh, well, should we do the honours? What do you reckon?
Yes, mate. Let's have a drink.
All right.
Stiniamas. Lovely to be here. Thank you, guys.
Welcome, Alex.
Cheers.
A pleasant surprise, a welcome surprise to have you here. What do we got? Hang on. What is that, Nick?
Oh, yeah, it's been a while, but we've gone back to the tzatziki, mate, the 35N. We've picked the Shiraz version, or Syrah, as I say it in Greece.
Yes.
It is getting cold here now. We've hit summer's over for us.
I don't know that it's cold yet, but, I'm always feeling,
It's humid. It's raining. We're in that sort of between season. And that's where we sort of change our drinking habits, don't we? We stick to ouzo, and now we're sort of going to the tzatziki, tsipro.
We're moving back.
Yeah.
Definitely not cold after that.
No, this is what you need in London.
Absolutely. Can't survive without it.
Have you got a cava of your own that you sort of dip into?
Tsiporaga, ouzo. Yeah, a lot of Greek wine as well, which I need to open. I keep on being given Greek wines as well, which I need to open at some point. So,
what types? Do you know the names?
I've got some Xinomavro, some Ayurvedico. I've got some friends who have their own independent wineries as well, who give me wines that I'm not entirely sure what they are.
Yeah,
got my Theogostas Tsipuro, which can floor
that's
you.
The good stuff.
Moonshine.
That's right.
The stuff. Yeah.
Theogostas Tsipuro, That's the best.
Zivania as well.
Yes,
100%.
We've got some here if you want to. If you feel like you're missing out,
we'll see how we get on.
Classic.
Obviously, this is one of our favourites, and it comes courtesy of the Greek Providor. GreekProvidor.com.au. We say it every episode, guys. Make sure you're jumping on the website. Check out the stuff in the bar, in the pantry. It's not just alcohol. It's a little bit of everything, and it's the premium stuff, right?
It is. The best produce all through Greece, which we'll never have heard of if it wasn't for Crystal and the Greek Providor.
That's right.
So thank you so much. And as always, Tom, drink responsibly.
That's right. And thank you, of course, again to MKJ Accounting for being on board. mkj.com.au. Talk to Chris Pappas. He will sort you out for all your tax needs and advice on how to
financial advice
forward. That's right.
Definitely. No, he's a master at all that. Thank you so much, team.
All right. Now that we've done that, Nick, over to you, mate.
Well, it's over to Alex. Alex, so look, we got a bit of a tradition here. We like to know where all our guests are from, where your parents and grandparents are from. So can we start, where were you born and where are your parents from?
Born and raised in London to a Greek and Cypriot family.
Beautiful.
Papo is from Navpaktos, opposite Patra, near the famous bridge, for those that don't know. Other grandparents from Cyprus, from Limassol, and a Maronite Cypriot village too, in the north.
All right.
I was born and raised in London, but my first language was Greek, or a Cypriot version of it.
Wow, okay.
Parents had to teach, the nursery teachers a few Greek words so that I could fit in.
Yeah.
Easily learned English, and then holidays to Cyprus every year. Eventually Greece, fell in love with heritage and background and food, was always in the kitchen with my others,
brilliant.
seeing them cook. Papudes, with a wood fire oven, doing kleftiko, souvles, uncles, dad. So that was upbringing, very food focused, very Greek, very Cypriot. And I think it kind of pushed me away from the UK. As I grew up, I was always looking back to that upbringing. And I find that now in Greece, in Cyprus, I'm always spending a lot of time there, feel at home there, and now Australia.
Yeah.
Didn't realise how Greek it would be here when I came. And I felt right at home. In the Greek community in particular. It's amazing.
So you said your grandparents left from Navpaktos and went to London?
Grandfather left from Navpaktos, probably would have been in the 50s, 60s. Okay. Same thing, grandparents from Cyprus would have left around that time. They all ended up in London. On my mum's side, I think more of an arranged situation. Dad's side, different story. They met kind of by chance. And obviously there's lots of Cypriots as well in London. It was quite common. A lot would go over, economic migrants. And because of Britain's relationship with Cyprus, we've got more of a Cypriot community there than a Greek one. But there's a very Greek community now too as well since the Grisi. You've got a lot of Greeks going over.
But there's a lot of Greek Cypriots, isn't there? I mean, we've spoken about before. I mean, obviously Peter Kypri, Cypriot Smurf, is from the same area that you are
I think
as well,
yeah. I think both North London, born and bred. He's now in Cyprus, so haven't got to cross paths with him yet, but maybe you guys can
I'm
Could be
sure
the
that's on the
intro.
cards. But, again,
It will be now.
the likes of, who else? What other
Well,
Cypriots?
Sushi Mango's manager, Harry Maitanis.
Harris Maitanis as well, but obviously not in London. But,
Yeah, he was in London. He said
Was
he
he?
lived there. Yeah, well, he's got a bit of a Pommy
that's right.
accent, remember?
That's right. Yeah, he did too.
Yeah.
But also Cat Stevens, same sort of thing. George Michael. Who else have we got? There's a few.
Oh, there's
Sapel.
tons.
And for those who can't see Alex at this point, you do have a George Michael there about you.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
he does too.
You're both looking at me intensely now. Is that no pressure? Yeah.
Wham!
Hey, like a young George Michael. Can you sing?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Running a business is hard enough, but your accounting shouldn't be. For more than 20 years, MKJ Accounting Consultants have helped individuals and businesses across Australia with expert tax, accounting, finance, and superannuation services. From tax returns, lodgements and reporting, to cash flow analysis, budgeting and business advice, MKJ takes a proactive, hands-on approach so you can focus on growing your business, not chasing deadlines. So no matter what your accounting needs, MKJ has you covered. Call MKJ Accounting on 02 9317 2799 or visit mkj.com.au to find out more today. There's no ouzo talk without a bottle of ouzo, which is why we love the Greek Providor. Get a real taste of the very best produce that Greece has to offer. From olive oils and delicious artisan sweets to unique spirits, earthy herbs and memorable wines. Visit thegreekprovidor.com.au to see their delicious range. The Greek Providor, proud sponsors of the Ouzo Talk podcast.
Wake me up before you go.
So no, I'm joking.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
You've done well. You've done well.
So your Cypriot side, you said something about there was it a Maronite village?
Yeah, so half Maronite Cypriot.
Wow.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely. How did that all go? So explain a bit about that. I'm not sure of the history of all that.
I hope I do it justice. It's
Yeah,
good to be able to kind of,
that's all right.
put the Maronites on the map as well. The Maronites would have gone to Cyprus from what is now Lebanon hundreds of years ago. And we think it's a Greek-speaking village, my grandparents' one. So that might suggest they were there a bit earlier than some other ones, because some Maronite villages also speak different dialects, which incorporates kind of more foreign words than just Greek and your common Cypriot dialect.
Would they be Arabic
There's
sounding?
a village like Gormajidia, which is Arabic sounding too. Ayamarina Shilura is my grandparents' village. Good to put it on the map. Thank you for asking.
Yes, okay.
And the Maronites are we're Christians, but closer to the Catholic Church than the Orthodox Church.
Okay.
So in communion with the Catholic Church, I think is the technical term. What that means, I don't know. I've grown up in both Maronite/Catholic churches and Greek Orthodox churches, and to me it's the same. I think it's a shame that we have these divisions when we all believe in the same Christ, the same God. That's perhaps a conversation for another time.
It's a deep one.
Yeah, maybe a couple more Sfinaka before we get to that.
We'll get real deep.
And the Maronite Cypriots have a long history in Cyprus, I think often deemed as a minority, unfortunately, alongside kind of Armenians and Latins in Cyprus, which meant they didn't get the best treatment during the Junta's coup in the 70s, which then prompted the invasion. So I think there are some mixed feelings around Greek identity on one side. On the other grandmother is from Lemesos. And I think people there are probably more likely to identify as Greek than Maronite Cypriots. And many Cypriots who might just identify as Cypriot. So I've always kind of had that friction as well, that identity crisis. I think I'm both.
Well, that was going to be my next question. How do you feel, and what is the general consensus among those maybe just, immediately around you with family? Do they feel more Greek? Do they identify with the other side, or is it always, is it a true mix for you and your family?
Opinion is divided in Cyprus. You get lots of people who insist we're Greek. It's a Greek island. Lots of people insist Cyprus is independent. We were granted independence. We have our own flag. We have our own dialect. We have our own dishes. Sheftalias you don't find in Greece until nowadays, basically.
Thank you for that.
Zivania is obviously different to Tsikoudia and halloumi as well, exactly.
You got to get the zivania out. We're going to have some.
I think we'll have to. Let's drink this up and we'll get some zivania.
But then again, we speak the same language. We listen to the same music. A lot of the food is the same. Within Greece, you get regional variations anyway. So I can see both sides. I don't know if I have a position.
Yep.
I can see both. I obviously identify as both Greek and Cypriot, and Maronite Cypriot, and Greek Cypriot.
Yep.
And Greek and Cypriot.
Cover
the full
it all.
spectrum.
Why not?
And I don't know what to tell you because my situation, I guess, is unique in the sense that I am from both places. But I've known enough Cypriots in my time to see both sides. So I think all are true. It's not fair to write one side off.
Yeah.
People feel the way they do for a reason. I think what's important is listening to that and giving people the right to choose.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having a quick look. So there's 6,000 to 13,000 Maronite Cypriots. I didn't know that. That's quite a bit.
This is in Cyprus?
In Cyprus, yeah.
Right. So this is something we don't know anything about. Like if you hadn't brought this up, I would have no idea about that.
Me neither.
Many have probably assimilated now as well a bit more. So I don't know if that really would reflect the full depth of Maronites kind of demographics in Cyprus, but
well, technically we're all like that. Eh? We're all merged, especially in Greece. We would have had little pockets of different villages and different areas. So are those villages in the occupied bit or they are? Okay.
Some can go back, like Koromagidi, a lot of people go back there. My own grandparents' village is Stradobedo, so you can't go back, only one day a year for the festival of Ayamarina.
Yep.
So
you can't go back. Why? Because they're not allowed to? Because I understand the borders are very loose now. You can go back for day visits.
Yeah, it's a military base, you said.
It's now basically been annexed as a military base.
Got it.
So our land in there is redundant.
Yeah, okay.
There's not much we can do when we go back. The church is still there, so we can go back and celebrate the festival of Ayamarina every year. I still haven't been, would love to. My family have.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, the situation there is a little bit different to the other villages where people can go back.
Yeah. Have you gone back to the occupied bit?
Yeah, it's a touchy one. Some Cypriots say I've never set foot there. I've heard some Greeks say that as well. For us, it's different. We're obviously going back to see where grandparents grew up, where family grew up. And it's nice being with Papu and painful and Yaya and seeing them say, crossing over Lidra Street, which if you don't know is the path that you can kind of walk through in Lefkosia. And you go to the north, walk through with my grandparents a couple of times and they'll be like, these are the streets I used to grow up in. I used to play in these streets. I remember that building and it's now derelict. That's obviously quite sad having to see that, but it's also nice getting to see it and understanding where they come from and what they've had to leave behind and say goodbye to. Not easy.
Yeah, wow, fascinating. And how does it make you feel when you go through?
It's not a good feeling. It feels more like an obligation or something brave. A lot of people disapprove of it, I think. There's a lot of talk of, don't give them money, don't buy things there. We might sit down for one coffee or something, but I think I'm happy to go and see where grandparents grew up and understand a bit more about my past and then walk out rather than go as a tourist and have a good time. That's not the mindset.
Yeah. Are the locals friendly too? What are the locals like?
Look, people aren't bad. Turkish Cypriots grew up with Greek Cypriots, with Maronite Cypriots, with Armenian Cypriots. This divide is completely manufactured. I know a lot of Turks have gone over to Cyprus since the invasion and the demographics have slightly changed. People are going to hate me for saying this probably, but Turkish Cypriots I think identify as Cypriot. A lot of them, like Greek Cypriots, and there were lots of mixed villages. And in London, I know a lot of Turkish Cypriots who identify as Cypriot. Our dialect is slightly different. The names we give to the dishes that we cook are slightly different, but they're the same dishes, right? Sheftalia, they have a different name for it. Makaronia me kotopulo. Even Cypriots have different names for it, depending on the village and, Greek Cypriots.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You're one nation for so long.
Right. So I think a lot of this divide is now a fresh divide,
Yeah.
or one that came about retrospectively off the back of the invasion. And there are obviously different demographics now in northern Cyprus, but you see the dissent amongst Turkish Cypriots against the regime. There have been protests in northern Cyprus recently, and you see the authorities come and take them away in a van.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's a more accurate reflection of the situation than loose claims that we're all different and we've always been divided. It's not the case. Even Greek Cypriot grandmother remembers working in a textile factory in Limassol with Turkish Cypriots. They weren't aware they were different in the way that we might be with our neighbours here, but we still live alongside them under one country, one government, same roads, same streets, same workplaces. I think when people are divided, it's normally from the top down rather than something they decide upon themselves.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, definitely. Look, it's when the politicians get involved.
Yeah.
The people are everyone wants the same thing, don't they? Community, shelter, and, they want to live and survive. So it's the politicians that ruin it for us in some cases. But anyway.
And we've heard that before from we've had a lot of Cypriots on the show, obviously. So again, Peter, Cypriot Smurf.
Or the ambassador.
And the ambassador as well. They've gone to great lengths to mention the fact that this is primarily a political thing because the people in general get along.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah, even, I think I might have said this previously, but there's a street in Belgium, I think in Brussels, where half the shops, it's a little alleyway, and half the shops are Greek, the other half are Turkish.
I've posted this, I think, if it's the same street.
Really?
I don't remember the Turkish ones, but you've got
Actually, you
Mykonos.
have. I've seen this one, yeah.
Okay, this was back in 95.
Wow.
I'm assuming it's still there.
So Mykonos, Blaga, Santorini, and there's another one, I can't remember the name, all on one street. Iradika.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the Turkish one.
They're all, I've got a photo, they're all red neon lights and blue neon lights, but they all got on. There was no issue.
Yeah.
And they're very similar. When you talk to them, everyone had the same thought process. The foods are the same. They're very similar. We've mentioned it before, like a lot of the Greeks, a lot of the Turks in the West Coast, they could have Greek DNA anyway.
Yeah.
So we could be more similar than we think.
That's always the end of every comment section argument between a Greek and a Turk on Instagram, which I've had to see, and it's always the same pattern. This is Greek, no, this is Turkish. The Turk ends up accusing the Greek of being Turkish.
Yeah.
And the other way around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't know if we can keep that in. But.
Well, I know
That's the truth, though. We had that debate. We were talking about it earlier, the whole thing about moussaka. And, what the origins of the dish is. Nothing is pure. We've built on, we've borrowed and built on a lot of things. Moussaka is one of those dishes which Peter Canista said, and which was quoted on National Geographic, no less, where he said that it was...
Did read that.
Yes.
They quoted us.
A spiced eggplant and meat dish. And then the Greeks have taken, portions of that. Turks have taken portions of that. We've put bechamel over the top of it.
Elementes, yeah.
Exactly. So, like these things, you're standing on the shoulders of giants, either which way.
And if we're going to be real about it, the thing that makes it exclusively Greek in its current form is the bechamel sauce.
Exactly.
It's not Greek.
And that was in that the Telemedes book, isn't it?
Right.
That's the original.
That's the original
there you go.
moussaka as we know it today.
There
Otherwise, it was just basically, like you said, eggplants or aubergine with guimard and
That's right.
tomatoes.
That's right. Either way, it's fucking good. It's good stuff, right?
And that was our first conversation when you were quoted in that National Geographic piece about moussaka. And I was like, guys, have you seen this?
Yeah.
Probably already seen it, but I was excited.
Was it you that pointed it out? I can't remember.
Oh, it would have been one of the people who did. That was the first time I messaged you guys, I think, a couple of years ago.
It must have been you that pointed it out.
Right.
I can't remember for the life of me.
There you go.
Yeah.
We all connect.
That's right.
All around the world. Unbelievable. What about your grandparents on the Nafbaktor side?
Yeah.
How long do their ancestors go? Do you know how far back they go there?
Oh, wow, yeah, as long as we can remember. We also have Spartan roots. And I think going way, way back, we have one yaya who would have come. I can't remember how many generations I'm going back now, but my uncle would have told me at one point we have someone who came from Mesopotamia and married in. So there's always someone, even on the most Greek of Greek sides, to the family that anyone could possibly have. Like my uncle is Uncle Costa, most Greek person, the most Greek man you will meet ever. All of my family in Greece, the most Greek people you will ever meet. Papou Christo, the most Greek man ever.
Classic.
And even there we have like a random yaya somewhere.
Yeah.
From Mesopotamia or the Middle East. I can't remember exactly where.
Yeah. Mate, it's a beautiful town. I was there last year. I couldn't believe how nice it was. And
Yeah.
it's so close to Athens. It's like a 2-hour drive? Or
Yeah,
for us, it's close. Anything less than 3 hours is close for us in Australia, but I don't know about the Europeans, but you might think it's a long way.
I've done it in 2 hours before, almost did it in less than 2 hours, and then the tyre burst right at the end before the bridge.
Oh, right.
So yeah, safest way possible is to do it in 2.5, 3 hours, I'd say.
Okay. Is that the €15 bridge to cross you're talking about? Yeah.
Rio Antirio.
Yeah, they don't miss, do they?
No, €15, or you can wait for the ferry 20 minutes and relive the old
days of the barge.
Yeah, the original Souvlaki experience as well. All the cantinas there were serving kalamakia, the iconic tetragonica,
Fantastic.
lepta, souvlaki, kalamakia, whatever you want to call it, with tzatziki, with the fat in between. Apparently, from what I've heard, like the best souvlaki you'll ever have, but not so great anymore now that the bridge has come and that's kind of faded away, that tradition.
Yeah.
Fewer people getting the ferries and stopping off and waiting.
Brilliant. Well, I think we should get into it.
Well,
tell us about it, or...
Well, I tell you what, we've sort of skirted around it. I feel like this is like the unifying thing now, like souvlaki and food and all of this stuff. Irrespective, we kind of touched on it with the moussaka, but like irrespective, if it's good, it's good, right? What made you start a page of all things?
Or maybe describe what it is. What is
Souvlakination?
Give us a quick rundown of what it is and when you started.
Δεν είναι εστιατόριο, δεν υπάρχει μαγαζί. For everyone who keeps on messaging me, πού είναι το μαγαζί ακριβώς, πότε μπορώ να έρθω.
Isn't that what I asked you?
Να έρθεις στην αυλή μου, if you want, και θα σου φτιάξω ένα ωραίο σουβλάκι, τυλιχτό, ό,τι θες, but there's no shop yet.
Yeah.
It started off out of a genuine passion for food, first and foremost. Secondly, Greek food. And most importantly, an obsession for souvlakia, which I've always had since I was a kid. Ask my mum, who I would drive mad every Tuesday and Thursday night after Greek school. On the way home, there was a Cypriot, souvlatidiko, or souvligidiko.
Souvlakidiko, that's it. I love the fishadiko.
Fishadiko,
I find that so funny. But anyway, let's continue.
Also very Greek and Cypriot, running a fish and chip shop, Chippy, the fishadiko.
Yeah, that's right.
Would absolutely beg for a souvlaki every Tuesday and Thursday night. Occasionally I'd win the argument and we'd stop off for half an hour and, full experience. The wait, the smell, the tigna as you arrive, the kind of commotion and the silent calmness and the anticipation in the shop.
How good's that?
And then the rustling of a paper when you get home, the smell in the car you're dying to dig in. That was just, I could live that over and over again in my mind.
How good's that?
It's a genuine love.
What a childhood.
I know. But what would have been waiting for you at home had you not stopped off for souvlaki? Bamias? Fasolada?
Yeah, maybe yayas leftover, fakez, fasolia, fasolakia, ξέρω εγώ, like something that I love now, but did not like at all as a kid, did not appreciate.
What about bamias? I used to hate bamias.
Bamias hated. Now, when I see bamias on a menu, I'm like, nice to meet you. I want to give the chefs a hug. It's like amazing. Ladera on a menu.
Araka.
Yeah, araka.
Yeah, the best.
Piselli, everything. At one point, I was at university, massive foodie. I met other friends who were foodies there, so we'd go and eat out. These nice kind of, middle bracket, small plates restaurants in London. Very nice, great food. Thai, Spanish, a lot of fusion places, Italian, Middle Eastern, North African, like all sorts of stuff. And at one point I was like, let me start a food blog. I'm eating out all the time. Started a food blog. She wasn't really passionate about it. I was like, what do I really love the most? What do I want to showcase on the internet? And I would always go back to those traditional tavernes, souvlatidika in North London where I grew up. I was like, that's my favourite food. Souvlakia, souvlej, all of that stuff. Why don't I start an Instagram account just about that? and see what happens. Bit of a joke to begin with, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would take off. I didn't think it would make it out of North London. For a start, I thought maybe like tops 5,000 people would follow. And so I thought Souvlakination, great name. Nation of Souvlaki. I don't know what I was
We
thinking.
fucking pissed ourselves when we saw that name. It's like, how good's this?
It's like, check out this bloke.
I was on the beach in Greece. It was, I just actually left a job, an annoying tech sales job, which I didn't enjoy too much, but it was a good job. Took a whole summer to recover in Greece, was sat on the beach, and I was like, let me start this fucking account that I've been thinking of about Souvlaki.
So what beach is it? Where's ground zero for this?
Kado Vasiliki, at the bottom of Papous Koryo, Trigorfo, Navpaktias, near Navpaktos, on the way to Messaloniki.
Wow. So that's ground zero for Souvlakination.
Yeah, amazing. Like near Papous Koryo as well. I was technically staying in the Koryo at the time. It started in Greece, so I started posting all of the traditional Souvlakination that I was going to in Athens. And I was putting on a stupid Greek accent in the videos to begin with. And I wanted the name Souvlakination, but there was, as you can see, there's now an underscore. And that underscore was really annoying me. So thinking this account's not going to go anywhere and it's going to be North London focused. We call Souvlakia kebabs. And you go to Cyprus, you see kebab as well, kebab shop written on Souvlakination there. So I thought, let me just call it Kebabination. There's no underscore. Then Birashi. It took off randomly once I started posting those old Souvlakination in Athens. Greeks around the world are commenting, τι μου έκανες τώρα, το θυμάμαι αυτό το μαγαζί από παλιά, μεγάλωσα εκεί, παλιό στέκι, like all of these comments. I was like, wow, this is moving people.
Yeah.
There's an emotional response. I mean, it went viral. So I was like, no, back to Souvlakination. This is like now a global like Greek food thing. It's not just a few kebab shops in North London, and I loved that. Like, gave me license to double down and do my thing. Yeah, I just went nuts.
That's
So
amazing.
have you done it in England and Greece, or is it just London and Athens? And
Wherever I go.
So how many countries have you been to?
I think it's 9 in total now. So London, now Australia as well we can count, Greece, Cyprus, Amsterdam, Brussels, Germany, Czech Republic, Switzerland. So yeah, we're on 9 countries.
9. Wow.
So which one was the most surprising? Because I've seen recently that Germany's got a very interesting culture when it comes to the kebab.
Yeah.
Does that translate to the souvlaki as well?
No, I found a really authentic Greek place in Hanover or somewhere random. Really good galamakia. I can't remember what else we got. It was really good, felt very authentic. They were straight over from Greece. The most surprising was probably in Switzerland. We were in a Christmas market in Lucerne. Not even a major, one of the
Beautiful city.
Big city, yeah. And there was just a bunch of Ellinas there selling Mykonos gyros in a corner somewhere.
Wow.
I turn the corner around this beautiful church and I just see Mykonos. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Because it's not on Google Maps. It's not something you can search for. So I did obviously search Greek food and there was nothing in Lucerne, really, apart from a couple of restaurants. But I wasn't expecting to find proper gyro.
Yeah.
And it was a guy called Thanasi from Athens.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Classic.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I had a pito gyro in the snow in a Swiss Christmas market.
Fantastic.
So random. Yeah.
And it was good?
Yeah, it was actually very good.
Yeah.
Made by Greeks. It was a proper handmade gyro. No complaints.
Was it hirino? Was it pork or lamb?
I can't remember if it was pork. It might not have been pork. It might have been beef.
Beef. Okay.
But in Europe, you do tend to find pork as well. Luckily. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the obvious question, what makes a good one? And what do you look for? Are you looking for traditional? Are you looking for something different? What's the scale for you?
I think this applies to all Greek food, but the fundamentals have to be there. You don't have the fundamentals, you can't build on top of that, and the fundamentals are good ingredients. Top quality meat, we're talking about meat. And for the meat to be top quality, I think you have to let it do its thing as well. It can't be sat in marinades for days.
Yep.
It shouldn't be hidden in marinades. You don't want to be biting a souvlaki and just getting a mouthful of spices or dried herbs or processed sauces. Or
Which you get a lot of in a lot of places, let's be honest.
For sure. A lot of modern souvlaki and they definitely go down that route. But I think, to have a good quality product, the best for me is always just good, simple meat that you can taste, cooked over garvuna. Doesn't even matter if it's cooked over garvuna, to be honest, as long as it's good meat, cooked well.
Yep.
Nice caramelized crust and juicy inside. Good tomatoes, good onions, a good sauce. Traditionally, it would have been, like we were saying, in Kerkira, where you're from, it's the red sauce, the tomato salsa. In Athens, it's in the western suburbs, it's also the tomato salsa, which you still find. And then tzatziki came later.
Yep.
And I think what you see is there's not too many flavors. There's in the salsa, it's the kind of the tomato that takes center stage with a few spices and herbs, but it works. Chips kind of get in the way of stuff. I'm not
You're not a fan?
a patatas fan. Same with lettuce. I don't understand. I know that's common in Australia.
Yeah, I draw the line there. Draw the line at the lettuce.
We have both, don't we?
It doesn't belong.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong there. And then obviously it's all wrapped in a pita. If you have a delicto or a pitoyero, whatever you want to call it, souvlaki in Athens, the pita has to be good. We don't see a lot of people in Greece, in Europe, making their own pitas anymore. And it's really nice to come to Australia and see so many people making the pita breads by hand. That was a real surprise when I came here. Like, bravo σας, pragmatica for making proper pitas, because even in Greece, it's just...
You underestimate how important the actual pita is, because two things have really stood out for me over the last few years when it comes to having pita anywhere. There's a place in Paxos that I went to a few years ago. Two things stood out. The domata, obviously, we've spoken before. Greece has exceptional tomatoes, right? But their pita bread, it was made with kalabokalevrou.
Yeah.
So the pita was actually yellow, right? So, that combination of the corn flour, and I think a bit of semolina or something like that, and the char on the, on the skara, just gave it a whole other dimension. It was unbelievable. I've never had it anywhere else like that. It was sensational.
You see that a lot in the Nisia, like you get a certain, I know, kalamboko levro, did I say correctly? Kalamboko is quite common these days, like as a healthy alternative. Which, what is it in English for those that...
Corn flour.
Corn flour. Yeah. Like, it comes out yellow, so you see yellow pitas. In the Nisia, obviously, they're a bit more limited in terms of what flour they have. On the Nisi, if they're not importing it. And back in the day, you see that in traditional pitas, spanako pitas, corto pitas and stuff, like the type of flour they used was determined by that. Yeah. I think it's nice to see some variation that's based on...
Oh, it's a winner, taste-wise.
Regional availability, because I think that goes back to what we're saying originally. Good ingredients means it has to be locally sourced. And for it to be locally sourced, you have to make use of the land in front of you. And that varies from place to place. So it's good to see variations. It's good to see people making use of their own native ingredients as well. I'd much rather that than a good imported pita, if that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, brilliant. So I go to Athens every year now. Well, hopefully I go this year. Hopefully they sort out their crap in the Middle East. But do you have give us, say, your top 3 to 5, maybe put them in order. I'm putting the pressure on you here in Athens. Too difficult?
Top 3 to 5. Top 5 I can maybe do.
Yep.
For Gyro, I think it's a no-brainer. Everybody, like hardcore souvlaki, food journalists in Greece. I've heard a few people say otherwise, but Achilleas in Neos Cosmos for Gyro. That's the best Gyro in Athens, I think. And the place is just magical. It opens in the afternoon. They've sold out before they've opened.
Kidding.
You have to either pre-order or get there early enough and be lucky.
So what suburb is that in?
Neos Cosmos. It's walking distance from the centre, to be fair. Yeah. Okay. Maybe half an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Can be done.
Nothing. All right, I'll have to check that one out.
Just go with the metro. It's easy.
Lefteris or Politis, I think, is a big one, obviously. Good bifteki and souvlaki. And I know we were saying about, handmade pitas are amazing, but it's all the family bakeries that have lasted in Athens who were making the pitas since, previous century, the original pita makers in Athens, Stamatis, which is, I think, 50 years now. Kasiotis, Alexakis, like all of these old school family bakeries that have now scaled a little bit, But the pizzas are still very nice. They're tasty, even if they might be a bit more commercialized now and produced en masse.
What about
the
thanasi?
pita makes a difference
Yeah.
a lot of the time in Athens, and the meat. Thanasi, good kebab, very touristy. I think it's worth going for the kebab.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'd go for a gyro there. A lot of people talk about bayraktaris and savas.
Oh, so it doesn't rate for you. Okay.
No.
You go there for a yaourt really quick.
Exactly.
Just to fill up.
Which is the kebab with yaourti and the
That's
tomata,
right.
for those that don't know, and a bit of spice, paprika. That's a tradition worth exploring because the first souvlaki in Athens was a kebab tidigo called Toikiptiakon in Nikea.
Yes.
And that's how Thanasi started. Meraklidis, who was the man who started Toikiptiakon in 1924, then goes into partnership with a few people, opens Thanasis, opens Bayraktaris, Savas. I think Bayraktaris is his son-in-law or something, or Savas. Let's double check. Read the piece on souvlakination.com. It's accurate in there.
As a tourist spot, though, like it's pretty fucking good for what it is, isn't it? Like you can't go wrong. Even if you're in Monastiraki, yes, these places that we're talking about here are the top shelf. Nothing to be sneered at. These ones in Monastiraki, right?
And it's genuinely where the story begins. And then Galamagia start to come to play later, and they get more popularized in the 50s. But it was initially the kebab with mutton, provio kebab.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
And they had dona, as they called it then, which becomes gyro in the 60s and 70s when the junta come in and they ban minced meat.
Is that right? Okay,
Yeah, and then
this.
Galamagia kind of become popular again in the mid-20th century.
So why would they ban minced meat? Sorry, cut you off.
A few different theories. Some people say it's because people were getting ill with the minced meat. So, because it's processed.
Okay.
It's easier to hide stuff in there. So I think
I was going to say,
was
my guess would be that they were trying to police the quality of the meat and to make sure that they weren't putting other shit in there.
That's one theory.
Yeah.
The other one is to encourage the consumption of pork. And obviously, given the change, Greece is a new country. They've just come out of the Ottoman yoke, as they call it, kind of steering the ship back towards consumption of pork. And we're a Christian country now. This is what we consume. We've got a lot of pork. I think that was a big part of it too.
That's very interesting.
Honest.
Yeah, wow.
I thought it because it tasted better, or maybe it was cheaper to produce than lamb.
It sounds like they were saying using it as an up yours to the
Ottomans.
The Ottomans.
Yeah,
That might have been. That's one theory.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could be a
Both make
combination.
sense. Yeah, it could be a combination.
There you
It
go.
makes sense.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Thanasis is obviously good for the kebab, and there is a genuine story. It kind of, you're able to trace the history of what is actually quite a young tradition of a national street food, but does begin with, back in prehistoric Greece. In the Bronze Age, we've got evidence of Galamagia, Souvlakia, souvles. It's actually probably souvles that would be eating in rituals, in sacrificial rituals back in ancient Greece, even pre-ancient times. And then later we've got evidence of souvles in Homer's texts as well, in the Odyssey and the Iliad. So there's a lot of evidence that this is an old tradition. It's probably something that's central to human life, just putting meat on a skewer or a sword and hanging it over fire. So,
well, I saw this picture not long ago that was basically, it was two pieces of looked like terracotta. You've seen the same thing.
Yeah.
Two pieces of terracotta that were like a block that would sit on either side with holes in it to be able to put
Krateftes.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Krateftes,
so that's from 17th century BC, Akrotiri in Thera, Santorini.
Wow.
And the volcanic eruption preserved a lot of artifacts.
Wow.
That was one of them. So that's our earliest evidence for skewered meat in the region, is that thing.
That look,
that
I mean,
talking about.
there's a case to make those today and just have them, start a little fire, put it on either side, stick your souvlaki and you're done.
Coming soon on Souvlakination.
Really? I love it. Do it, please.
$1,000 a piece.
That's it.
Well done.
A cool water fountain, like little statue for, can sell it to hotels and restaurants.
Made from volcanic ash from Santorini, right?
It's an ideas man, eh?
He
And
is.
just sweep up the ashes from the pistaria after souvles and just
That's
You
it.
make these souvlaki things out of it.
Homemade.
That's
Handmade,
it.
yeah. Good idea.
Oh, that's
Love it.
brilliant. No,
What
good
else?
stuff. All right, so that was Athens.
So more of Athens. Love
What about-
Volvi.
Volvi.
Souvlaki Volvi. Very funny as well on Instagram. Like worth
Yeah.
a follow. Great
Yeah.
humor. Have you seen they've uncovered this mosaic in on Evripidu in Athens now? They've had to. There's construction work going on Evripidu for ages now,
Yeah.
and they've had to halt it because they've uncovered a mosaic.
I haven't seen it.
And it's kind of next to Volvi, which is on the edge of Varvagios market.
Mm-hmm.
And they've put up an AI image of this mosaic, and it's like somebody holding a souvlaki in a toga.
What a
They've
classic.
made them a mosaic of a souvlaki and everything. That's brilliant. Volvi is a great spot, like some northern inspiration. Volvi is a lake up in the north. And you get souvlaki there and mustard with the kalamaki and the souvlaki as well, which is what they do quite commonly in the north, in Thessaloniki and stuff. A lot of mustard there
Yeah.
with souvlaki. Lilas is a great spot, mustard and that red salsa that we were
Yep.
talking about in Neopsychico. Got to try Lilas. To Kohili in Korydallos.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favourite places in Greece. And of course, Kostas in Monastiraki, very popular amongst tourists. And Kostas by Syntagma as well, also very popular. Great spots, like trace the tradition and the history of souvlaki very well, and each different within their own right as well. Worth checking out.
Costa's probably the easiest one to get to if you're in the center. That's where we usually go. you
Both
know,
of them, yeah.
Yeah, you know, the one in Platea Ayarinis.
Ayarinis,
that one there.
yeah.
That's I mean, that's an institution, and there's a bit of a soup Nazi vibe about it as well, because you can't have many different things. It's like, well, this is how we serve it.
Yeah.
No variation.
So
mate.
you step in, you order, you turn right, you hand your money,
Yeah, that's right.
you nod.
That's right.
And it's kind of more vrómico, so isn't it? Stasi when you eat it. It's like you get tomato sauce all over your top and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
Well, it happens to all of us, but I like the fact that they're smaller too.
Yeah.
You could probably eat about 4 or 5. Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
And the queue sometimes is from the entrance, inside the shop, all the way to the Ecclesia.
Yeah.
A lot of times I've been there. It's crazy how popular it is.
Yeah.
There's also hookah opposite, which is more of a kind of modern spin. They make their own pitas as well. Good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So out of that, so you've been to many places in Greece. Have you covered?
I've done Athens, Peloponnesos, obviously Navpaktos and Etolo Akarnania, Ipiro, Meteora, Zagorochoria, Vikos,
Okay, so you've done
that
quite a
stuff,
bit.
Thessaloniki. Yeah, a fair bit of Greece, some of the Eptanissa as well, but need to check out the Aegean. Going to Ikaria this year for the first
beautiful.
time.
Have you been to Crete?
Crete, I really want to go as well.
Okay. All right, well,
Let's go.
bar those places, where would you say the best souvlaki or gyro on your personal experience?
So I think it's souvlaki kind of does the opposite to a lot of the foods we're used to, like Ospria, Ladera, kind of like based on what people had available to them. Fakes, fasolakia, that was all kind of coming from the Choreo life, right? Souvlakia is kind of more of an urban phenomenon. You've got a lot of people exchanging ideas. You've got bakers nearby who can make the bites. And so in Athens, I think we've got the biggest concentration of good souvlakia. If we're talking about tilikta, best kalamakia I've had are in Papous Choreo and in Korintho at Kanali. Kyria Eleni there, she makes those amazing tetragonika lepta that I was talking about before, the kind of original Greek kalamakia. You need like 2-3 of them at least, but it's like a real treat when
It's
you
like
have
50-50 fat with
almost,
and then just tons of salt.
but just melts in your mouth most of the time. A bit of psomaki, lemonaki, and erigani on top. Beautiful.
Oh, see, I'm getting hungry now.
You can't go wrong with that.
She gets the skewers still from a local butcher, so it's kind of still got that local vibe as well. It's a really wholesome spot. Great place to stop off on your way to Peloponnesos or central Greece from Athens or vice versa.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, you've been in Australia for a month now. You've gone to Sydney, Melbourne. Did you end up in Adelaide at all?
No, just Sydney and Melbourne. Unfortunately, I'll have to come back for the
Okay.
rest.
All right, well, let's start off. Who's got the best souvlaki, Sydney or Melbourne?
You're going to start another war, mate. We've got a few going on already.
Big rivalry, huh? Sydney, Melbourne.
Well, just be honest. That's all right.
I'm
If
going to
they've
need
got it,
more tikudya.
Actually, yeah, we haven't filled up.
zivania.
You want to get the zivania?
Okay,
Yeah, we might need that for
You sure?
this one. Yeah, well, look, you're flying out. You're going to fall asleep on the plane. There's no problem. As long as we get you there, get you to the airport. So Nick's gone in the cava. You can hear him looking for the zivania.
You can really hear it as well. It's like, by the way, if you can hear this isn't a fake sound effect. Like it's in our ears right now. You found some zivania. Incredible. Zivania is the proper stuff. Keo.
There you go.
Ella.
So Keo, is this the communist stuff or is it what is it? What's Keo again?
Not the KKE. No.
I can't remember. One of them is
This is Geo is the main kind of brewery in Cyprus, which they make the beer,
Just a little
the
bit.
famous beer, and they make zivania, komantaria, a lot of different stuff. So
oh, it smells
Geo
good.
is very popular in Cyprus.
Yeah. All right. So before we
Sorry, the church owns it, doesn't it?
yeah. Oh, here we go. So, Steniamas boides.
Teníamos re compadre.
Oh,
Cypriot mode activated.
There it is.
Figando.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's
probado.
good.
Yeah. You want? Oh, yeah, I've done that. Do you want more?
I'm good, thank you.
Some more?
I'm good.
You guys did it in one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They're gonna get.
He's done
He's
it.
going to start talking Chipareca now.
Damos la dice, compadre.
The best. All right, mate. So now we've warmed you up. So Sydney versus Melbourne. Maybe,
Start the war.
yeah, should we start with the top 3, Sydney, Melbourne? Maybe top restaurants. Tell us your best experiences and then we'll work out which has got the best sort of like, we'll build up to it.
Can I get my list up?
You can.
Get your list
Definitely.
up. Yeah.
He's got a massive list. He was showing us today at the coffee shop.
Yeah, did about 25 spots in Melbourne in 11, 12 days.
Wow.
Crazy. And done
This is full commitment to the craft now.
He is. He knows his stuff.
about 14, 15 spots in Sydney in 10 days,
Shit.
11 days.
And we worked out you've missed at least a dozen.
Loads, yeah. So like was on a mission to get through as much as possible, but I'll have to come back.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Permanently, you're saying.
Yeah.
See how we
You'll
go.
have to. Then he can really open his own.
Yes.
I'll do fairly off there, we'll see. Sydney, number one, without a doubt, Olympic meats. I've been talking to Tim before he opened that place, but rest assured he's not biased. We were talking about Greek food a lot through Souvlakination. He was always messaging, talking about, replying to stories, replying to posts. Really loves food, like mad scientist. Everything pretty much from the vinegar through to the bites, through to the gyro, the kontosouvli. All the mayrefta he has is house made. The bites he makes in house, with fire oven. I've never seen anything like it, not even in Greece. He makes his own vinegar, like I said. His mate makes the olive oil in Australia.
Wow.
Mm.
It is like real choreo stuff. And you taste that in the food. It's incredible. I think even if you go and you're not like, wow, this is the best food I've ever had, bear that in mind. I think he's setting an example that we should all take into account. We should all encourage and we should all follow. And the food is actually good. It's not just on paper.
Huge wraps.
I had
This
the
is amazing.
dilikto, yeah. It was the dilikta, great. He has his own spin on things as well. He's not leaning into cliches or traditions. He's within the remits of Greek cuisine, putting his own identity as well in the bites, in the food. And I think that's great. That should be encouraged too.
It's Olympic meats in Marrickville.
Olympic meats in Marrickville,
Yeah.
which I know traditionally has a big Greek presence. And I think
does.
it looks like this is part of some sort of revival. Hope we can encourage that on Souvlakination as well.
Yeah, good. Go Marrickville.
I can't believe that. I can believe it, but it's fantastic that someone in Sydney is doing such great work and is, a bit of a benchmark, for all of this stuff. It's amazing.
Well, actually, fun fact, I wrote about Olympic meats. It's the only place I've recommended before going there, or at the time it was at least anyway. Speaking to Tim, he was telling me, we met up in London at one point, he was like, I'm going to open something in Australia soon. I was like, sure, cool. Like, never tried this food. What am I supposed to think?
Yeah.
And then we're talking and he's telling me, yeah, I'm making this in-house. He starts putting pictures up ahead of the launch. I'm like, this looks incredible. What's going on? We end up on the phone and he's telling me, I make this in-house. I do this. I'm doing my yayas, spanakopiters.
Wow.
I'm doing tsigaros armades. I'm doing glikadia, like all of this niche stuff, kokoretsi, which you don't see a lot of the time either.
See, I've been looking for a place to eat kokoretsu because I'm probably one of the only people who actually likes it out of my group.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to smash that.
Message Tim and say to him, do me a kokoretsi, see what you can organise, and I'll fly over as well. That would be a good excuse.
100%.
Watch out, Tim, we're coming.
Yeah. I said to him, I've got to get this on the website. We've got to get the word out. Even though I've never been, I've not tried your food yet. I know this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Get the piece out on the website in the launch week. Bravest thing I've probably done in Souvlakination history. And then I start seeing, all the big foodies out here going there. Helena, Hezistevicki, who wrote the book Opa and Pinao. Yep. I know Helena's like a big regular there as well from what I hear. So getting the approval come through from people like that who know their stuff as well. I was like, okay, for you, I got this one right. Finally got to try it a couple of weeks ago and I was like, yeah. Bang.
Spot
Even
on.
his ekmek, his dessert was incredible. Blew me away. Yeah.
Is it Katayifi ekmek?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right, I'm coming.
Insane. We had our event there with the Idonia boys. Shout out Idonia.
Yes.
Shout out boys.
They're big part of the reason why I'm here. Should have mentioned it sooner.
Yeah.
Our relationship that we built across, halfway across the world.
They're doing good things.
No,
however
they're great
many
boys.
1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
They're great. Like the emphasis on community is real.
Yeah.
It's not forced. It's not a marketing buzzword or a tagline. Like coming here and seeing them, meeting them properly in their hometown, meeting their network. They've really fostered the community in Melbourne and Sydney as well. And they're a large part of the reason why I got to meet a lot of people. I know obviously we've been in touch and stuff. I've had a few contacts over here like Tim. They put me in touch with Helena, even when I was in London. Great lads.
Yeah,
they're doing a great job.
We were meant to go that night, but we had a recording, Greek News Global.
Actually, yeah, we did too.
Yeah,
You're right.
we had a recording on. I mentioned, we can't. We got a bloody recording on John Mangos, but
these are the things that we do for the news now, right?
Yeah.
So this is the water cronkite of
exactly
Australia.
That's it.
It really is.
Also talk news for those that are new to the game.
Greek News Global is what it is. Yeah. So, and we do actually have, the Walter Cronkite of Australia, really.
Johnny M.
reading the fucking news for us. It's I
Brilliant.
still pinch myself.
No, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think the Yedonia boys, you guys, all great ambassadors of both Australia and Hellenismo and Greek food and Greekness, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's also been quite an accurate reflection of how everybody has welcomed me and treated me the time I've been here, from people I've just met randomly outside of Souvlakination to food and kind of Souvlakination contacts. At the event, obviously at Olympic that we're talking about with Yedonia, we had George Kalambaris, who's such a great guy. I think you guys are so fortunate to have such a good ambassador of Greek cuisine and Hellenismo in Australia, someone who really understands like the cuisine deeply, but also from a culinary point of view, he's able to push the boundaries and do things that work. And I've tried some of his food at his launch at Auto in Melbourne. Yeah. Incredible flavours. Like all tasted really good, even though it was just a taster that day. Yeah. I was blown away. He's making like a kangaroo pasticcio.
Oh, nice.
Which I've seen people make pasticcio like this in London and get it really wrong. Yeah. Deconstructed. So you've got like macaronia mekima. Yep. He's at least using like the bucatini, chopped out like pasticcio pasta. He's got the bechamel on top, some cheese, maybe a misitra, I can't remember what it was exactly. And the kangaroo in there, it's like a pastizzada, or like, the kima with the sauce is beautiful. And he's kind of got these larger chunks, but they just melt in your mouth. Yep. And when he said kangaroo pasticcio, I was expecting to taste it and like the mouth full of gaminess. But no, it was like proper pasticcio.
Yeah.
Just with a bit of a bite to the meat. Incredible stuff.
George,
He's one
I
of
think,
our
is
best.
really he's really important to what to
Really important,
not just the Greek cuisine, but the way that we are in the diaspora. Because when he came on this show, he spoke at length about, and he copped a little bit of flack for it as well. It was like, okay, look, there's nothing better than a Greek salad or a souvlaki or whatever.
Right.
He goes, but what are we doing now? How are these things? How are we evolving these things? How are we challenging these things? There is absolutely a place for the traditional and absolutely a place to uphold those traditions, as long as we don't stay completely in them at the expense of moving forward, right? And he's been challenging that with his restaurants, with his pop-ups, and with his recipes now for how long? I mean, he's a great example of how we should be in every aspect, not just the food.
George loves the culture. He understands, speaking to him, not that much, but like as much as I have, he understands it deeply. He's been to Mount Athos. He spent time there.
He just got back, didn't he?
He's grown up in a household that, puts the emphasis on that, on Greekness and Greek cuisine. And I think he gets it right. He understands, what Greek food is and how you can push the boundaries without taking the Greekness out of it, without taking the flavors and the balance and the essence out of it. And actually, if you want to see that done well, back to your initial question, Nick, Aigley in Melbourne is by far the best example I've seen of someone pushing the boundaries of traditional Greek cuisine with traditional Greek dishes and within the remits of like Greek ingredients, Greek ideas, flavors all intact, but also so well executed. That's one of the best restaurants in the world for me.
Wow.
Aigley in Melbourne, like one of the best places I've been to.
It's two massive wraps on Australian restaurants.
Jan is an absolute genius. Like, I think what he's doing there is incredible. You go to the restaurant, everything's like clockwork. The team suddenly just all gather around the pass, everything like clockwork, military precision, suddenly all scatter out to serve tables and then back into position.
Wow, okay.
I've never seen anything like it. Everybody's
it's like
just
a Formula One operation.
Perfect symphony, yeah.
Wow, like a pit stop
Yeah.
crew.
Military precision. I've never seen anything like it. And then the food comes in front of you, like this looks great. It's obviously like very modern and refined. And you taste it and you're like, wow, this is incredible. Everything's got the right texture. Everything's cooked well. All the flavors are balanced and incredible. There's no like weird sharpness or weird herb taste in your mouth afterwards, which we can sometimes see at attempts to like modernize Greek food. And it's traditional Greek food. For example, he's got a mageritsa without the offal, without the siglotaria, but he puts truffle in there.
Oh, shit.
Truffle from Meteora.
Whoa, okay.
And it comes and it's like literally mageritsa. It looks like mageritsa. You've even got like what looks like disintegrated bits of liver floating around in the soup, like the little brown dots. It's truffle.
Wow.
And you taste the truffle and you're like searching for the offal. You're like, is it in here or not? And you don't know. It fucks with your head. And I had to ask him. I was like, I know there's no offal in here, but I think I can see it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look exactly like truffle either, because normally it's like big shavings.
Yes.
And we've seen truffle in so many restaurants now. It's become such a cliche.
Yeah.
That was the best use of truffle I've ever seen.
Really?
He just basically called the truffle the offal of the earth, which I thought was absolutely genius. Like the kidneys of the earth.
Yeah.
And conceptually, such a genius idea, but also in the culinary sense, it works. And you taste it, and I don't really like offal too much. I force myself to eat it. I don't like the flavour.
Yeah.
I absolutely drank this mageritsa down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to believe there was offal in there that I liked it that particular day.
I'm a big boy now. I had the offal.
Growing up, finally put some hairs on my chest, went to Aigley in Melbourne, became a man in Australia.
That's it. Hey, look, to be fair, this is grown up food, like mageritsa and patsa and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's, kids don't eat that shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's that thing that I was like, try it, it's good. And it's like, I don't want to.
Kokoretsi, αυτό είναι special, as my Theo would say in the χωριό.
Kokoretsi
αυτό, δεν θα το πετάξεις.
But see, kokoretsi, I feel, is like the gateway drug into offal. It was for me anyway. It's like, I like this stuff. It's great, and then you start, sort of moving a little bit towards it.
And then you qualify for majeritza.
Yeah.
So proper majeritza.
But horta is still at the end of that somehow.
think?
I love horta.
I love horta, yeah.
But, you know, it's still at the end of that thing, you know, to try and convince a kid to eat it, it's still like a bridge too far somehow.
Faques, fasolaka.
Faques,
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with faques, ever.
Really? I hated them as a kid. Now
Really?
I love them, yeah.
I was like you, Alex. I couldn't stand them, but now I make it. I
Yeah.
fucking love it. Yeah, all that faques, horta, bamias.
Fasolada,
Couldn't
mate.
stand it, but now, oh my God,
Or
every
if
winter.
this flight gets cancelled as well, Nick, happy to try your faques.
Yeah, sure, mate. I'll make some. Make a mean
Part
one.
of me really hopes that sorry to say, I hope your flight gets cancelled so we can go try a few together.
Mate, he's not going to leave.
Because he's still got stuff on his list he hasn't done.
Mate, we're glad to drive you around Sydney.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. Let's get another Zivania going. Come on.
That was the Zivania.
Come on,
See, the
mate.
stories are getting better.
So back to, we were making an important point. I think that's like a
Yes.
really good example of how you can play with Greek cuisine. Thank you. While keeping it Greek and while doing something both original,
Just a little bit.
novel, brand new, but something that makes sense and that actually works on the palate and on the plate. And Yannis is all about that. He's all about pushing the boundaries while observing and respecting tradition. I've never seen someone talk so passionately about both playing with food and pushing the boundaries and preserving tradition as him. Yannis Avaikli in Melbourne. I think you have to go and try it to see what I've found is the best example of somebody doing that with Greek cuisine.
Fantastic.
And George is also someone who gets that. So back to our event at Olympic Meets in Sydney, really fortunate that George got to come and that I got to meet him. Mary Skuzina, who's also an incredible ambassador of Hellenismo and Greek food as well, also came. Crystal, Greek providor,
Yes.
Yeah.
great human being, and like
Isn't she?
incredible what she's obviously contributing to the kind of the infrastructure of Greek food in Australia as well.
These are all fantastic people. And, you know, we're quite close to Mary, obviously, and to Crystal.
Yeah.
All of these people, the Itonia boys, yourself, it's, you know, it's become a community, like, you know, starting online in many respects.
Incredible, yeah.
It's
Andrea, the
unbelievable.
traditional plate as well. We also share
Yes.
Cypriot
Yep.
heritage, and she had us round for lunch while she was hosting some other people, and we got to sit with her and her family and her grandparents. That was, I've never felt so at home, so far from home in my life. Like, I had gleftico in the wood fire oven, the way my bapu used to make it growing
Wow.
up. Thank you, Andrea, for having us again, and Mr. Flunger, shout out. Kathy, Greek Cargo, was there as well. Great people.
Kathy
like,
as well.
yeah, people who are really representing Hellenismo and like both offering and contributing and preserving our traditions here while doing it in a stylish
Yeah.
and authentic way. And that's Australia for me.
Yeah.
Bravo Saj, again, like for the competence and the authenticity and the honesty and the genuine manner in which everybody is doing something. Like you feel that filotimo, you feel the gidonia, the kinonia here, like it is real.
Yeah.
Just end the episode there. That's fine. We've got the wrap.
Out there, yeah.
Massive mic.
Yamas.
Yeah, man, sorry, I meant
Let's
The
go
last
for
shot.
it.
The last shot.
Fíjame.
Has probato. Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong with that.
So back to the list, huh?
Yes, back to the list.
Where were we? So, Sydney, what about number 2 or 3?
Olympic, obviously, you have to try. This is tough. Obviously, Alpha was great. Con Didi is doing
the
a great
lad.
job, like really good.
Yeah.
We turned up unannounced. He was there.
Yeah.
Another thing in Australia, you
Champion
see restaurateurs, restaurant owners in their restaurants, even if it's not 24/7, a lot of the time. Great ambassador of Hellenismo, genuine guy, really
Great man.
great food as well. He's got a great Italian chef in the kitchen there who's great personality, and it's good Greek food.
Well, shout out to Con because we know he listens to the show all the time. So.
Yeah, thank you, Con, for having us as well. That was a great day.
Definitely.
Great to
We'll
meet
give
you.
his Italian chef a hard time. But once he nailed the Lauga, mate, fuck, that's your Greek.
Yeah. Para de home.
100%. Homer as well, the guys like Mario and Harry, like really cool. They've got the right ideas. They're kind of referencing this new Gastro Taverna, Gastro Cafenio, Neo Taverna thing that's happening in Athens. bringing Greek food, traditional Greek food, into the modern age, like it's happening in Athens now. But doing it with identity, authenticity, and again, without taking the Greekness out of it. They've got the balance there in terms of flavors, and the ideas are still original, but in a non-cliche and non-sacrilegious way. It's very important. Homer in Cronulla, which I was calling Cronulla. Pete and Dean were laughing at me.
That's a good name. Cronulla.
Atheus, I thought was very good, by Bondi.
Wow.
Which comes from Prometheus, apparently. But I thought it was a good, again, refined take on Greek cuisine that respects the dishes as they are. It's good ingredients. For tomates in the choriatiki were full of flavour. Shaftalia were cut in half.
Fantastic.
Served with yaourti, but that was okay. That was good.
Yeah.
Good food.
Mate, so you've covered so far eastern suburbs. You've covered South Cronulla with Homer.
Inner West.
Olympic with Inner West. But you haven't covered North, so...
So, okay, I'll carry on going. In Central, well, North, okay. We've got Clarence and V as well, Clarence Street. Stella's doing some great stuff there. And Vito, we were there last night with Tim, actually. We met up after the event as a friendship that's growing with Tim of Olympian Meats. And I promise I'm being honest when I talk about his food. But Stella's doing a great job, just real honest Greek food. Yeah. Cooked well, but like stylish and modern and kind of like, in new, fresh clothes. That's a really good example of Greek cuisine, I think, but not a place that's forcing the label or like trying to be pretentious or saying this is Athens, this is Greek cuisine. It's just a restaurant basically with a lot of Greek food on the menu, done well. GRK in Ramsgate as well had a really good dilicto there with kontosouvli and begri meze, which they call drunken pork on the menu. I think that's great because it helps, especially like maybe the Asian community and the non-Greeks understand what you're going to taste when you order that.
Fantastic.
Really good food. Obviously have done the Apollo and Olympus. Went to Born to Bake, did the Iradigo in Bexley.
For those who, I was told the other day, I haven't tried this yet, but Born to Bake, especially now during Lent, they're doing a fantastic vegan spanakopita, which apparently is outstanding.
Yeah, I got a kuluri from there with my Freddo Espresso Sketo, which was great. And they had like posters for La Gana all over. It was just before Cathara Deftera.
Yep.
Clean Monday. Corinthian rotisserie as well, of course. Steaky. Yasvissimo. We went for Sfinakia afterwards. We got absolutely smashed.
Yeah, well, welcome to the club.
Standard at Sticky.
You can see, if you go to the last video of the post on Souvlakination of us at Sticky, you can see me shouting at the camera, like, pissed off my head, along to Pantelidis.
Yashure Paul, thanks for looking after our boy here.
And I want to give kind of like everyone a good rep. Went to Yamas as well, really good. Kontosouvli, Akti,
great.
Nice spot by the water there. Still need to go to Amos, still need to go to Ela, both the same chef. Need to go to Sticks.
Yeah.
Sticks as well,
Sticks and Pita, just opened up at Tempe.
Meet the Greek, you said.
The Greek,
Yeah, brilliant.
Tsiporo Taverna in Elwood.
Yes.
Little Kalimnos.
Mate, the list goes on.
Διεθνές, Ikaria, Miras, Gamai. Goes on.
There's so many.
Cafeini, I wanted to go today, but it's closed.
Was it closed?
Apparently, or according to Google.
Really?
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't open. I didn't miss
Cafeini?
Nah, it's usually open. Don't
on
trust
Tuesdays
Google.
as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll go after.
That's okay.
Go see Nico.
Yeah.
But you got to experience our little cafe here.
Amazing. Eccentric, right? So, and I think now has started that.
Yeah. Mate,
really cool.
It's good.
Didn't try the Freddo Espresso, but I had a good long black.
The good thing is you haven't tried a lot of places, which means you've got to come back. That's the motto here.
That is the motto.
if you insist, Nick.
I'm just conscious of time. Let's just give us a couple from Melbourne, and then we'll end it off with who you think's got the better cuisine, Sydney or Melbourne. No pressure.
Melbourne is a longer list, so let me just read it out.
Okay.
Cafe Neon, obviously Salona. Capers, really good Cypriot food in Thornbury. Tzatziki, which I thought is incredible in Yarraville. if that place was in Athens, everyone would be there posting it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was great. Really good gyros at the Brotherhood, which make their own bites, and they're like some of the best bites I've ever had. It was incredible, and they're just in the back whipping out bites,
Nice.
batch after batch. I've never seen anything like it. I couldn't believe that was in Australia and not Greece that I was seeing that. I went to Bakari in Richmond. Obviously, Phil's on MasterChef at the moment in Greece, but Helene is keeping it running, doing a really good job. Jim's Greek Tavern, classic. The oldest Greek taverna in Melbourne. And the food I thought was great as well, like proper Greece vibes. Garvuna in Blackrock, he's the only one I found using Greek bitters. Chasiodis bitters, really good stuff. Ermu gyros as well in Richmond. Nico is doing a good job. Sweet Philosophy in Oakley, which is just full of Greek businesses, but really good spanakopita there. Nico's as well, and Vanilla, good patisseries, great coffees. Foddy and Friends, favourite spot for Freddo Espresso in Albert Park in Melbourne.
Nice.
Aigley, already spoke about.
Yes.
10 Greek plates around there, Brighton. We're in Sydney, Brighton here. Athos, great little bakery. Daggy's Bakery, which I turned up and you see Stacey there and you're like, wow. And she's playing music on a playlist that has Clarino, Pantelidis, Ikonomopoulo, Uwe Laiga from the noughties and the 90s.
Yeah.
Cara, like,
That's what you want, right?
It's basically the same as my playlist. I turned up and I could hear Clarino. I'm like, what? Where am I? What is going on?
Κάνε παρέα με αυτόν.
Wow.
Τα κλάρινα του.
Ήπειρο.
Yeah, that's right.
Gigi, tzatziki, really great people like Cypriot and a Greek couple who are doing great stuff there. Andrea and is it Chris? Don't kill me if I got that wrong. They're doing really good stuff. Taverna in Brunswick East, you've got Angeliki there doing a good job. Agapi next to Salona, Stalactites, which is where everyone used to go after a night out in Melbourne, which I thought the meat was really good. It's that kind of that more original Australian take on pito gyro with the thinner pita and with lettuce.
Yep.
But I thought it was quite nice. That's all I've managed so far in Melbourne.
That's
I've got
quite a
few more
lot.
to do.
So, a couple of minutes, your opinion now. Who has the best Greek food and best bites
In Australia.
In Australia.
in Australia? Or Sydney and Melbourne, because you haven't gone to Adelaide or Brisbane or Canberra.
No, Sydney and Melbourne. So Sydney has got to be Tim, Olympic Meats, like
Wow.
objectively.
There you go.
And then GRK, the Dilictor at GRK
Really?
with
You
the
like
Gondo
them that
Souvli.
much? There
Very
you go.
authentic, really good.
Sorry, Melbournians. You did your best.
Again, we've just started a war, right?
Melbourne, I think, like if you want to get an authentic kind of, new age Dilictor, but the way they'll do it in Greece, the person who's trying to bring that and introduce that to Melbourne is Nico at Ermu in Richmond. And he had Blaga and Golonaki as well, but he's sold those on and he's now like focused on Ermu, which is a great way to do it and leave a trail of authentic Greek businesses. Like, hats off to him.
Yeah.
That's a very authentic take on Greek street food. You find pork there, which you don't always find in Australia, pork gyro, and it's on the vertical souvla, the way you'll see it in Greece rather than the horizontal one, which is also good, neither good or bad. But I think he's really like representing Athens in Australia, so I'd go there for that. And Garvuna in Blackrock, he's got the Chasiodis bitters, and it's a proper take on Greek
Brilliant.
street food for sure.
Look, you can't go wrong, I think, with Greek food. So
Mate, that's
regardless of where you're at,
That's an outstanding list.
that is.
And great,
You've done a lot.
massive raps on, on some of these businesses. Congratulations to all of them for doing what they're doing.
For sure.
We've said it before, no matter what you're doing, whether you are, you've got a website or an Instagram page, or whether you've got a podcast, or whether you've got a restaurant, or whatever it is, if you're doing great work, and you're doing Greek work, mate, just, you're representing us. We've all got a bit of a responsibility, I guess, to be representing our culture and our history and our heritage in the best possible way. Alex, you're definitely doing that.
Thank you.
And thank you for drawing a light, shining the world's biggest spotlight on these businesses who are doing such great.
Likewise, I think you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you,
really
mate.
good job. I've been listening to your podcast for a while. The Bouzouki episode, the food episodes. Obviously, you had the Yiros Queen on here. You
Yes.
had Mary's Cuisine on here. You've had George Calambaris on here. You've hit 100 episodes, and it's incredible output for how many? 5 years.
5 years now.
Yeah, fifth year, fifth season. Yep.
Keep it going. I think we need you globally. We've got a lot of advocates, and not to mention like the stuff you've done with Stephen Fry and some big people in politics. Interesting episodes coming up as well. Huh?
Yeah,
There's a few coming
definitely.
up. There's a few coming.
There is. There's a couple of big ones coming up. So watch this space. But look, you're doing a freaking amazing job. You articulate the stories really well. You're basically selling our cuisine to the world through your site.
And you know your shit, historically.
Yeah, you know your stuff too.
It's a genuine passion, and you have to do your homework before you start talking. I think a lot of people don't realise that I do that.
Yeah.
And can I ask, how old are you?
26.
There you go. So you're like a young generation compared to us, you know. So we're in safe hands, Tom, I think.
We are.
Once we move on, the next generation are coming through and they're doing maybe a better job than us.
Definitely. The future is bright.
No pressure. Same thing, like a lot of great people in Melbourne too, like Christina, you even Greek
Yes.
Latia, and especially the Doña boys, who were the best hosts I could have wished for here.
Great
There.
players. Yeah.
We didn't even mention
generation.
Christina.
Yes, she's come on the show too. She's coming on again.
Yeah. So many, she's doing a great job too. And obviously, we're very lucky to have all of these ambassadors. Anybody who's pushing Hellenismo, I think, deserves the support, deserves the mention. And sometimes there's so many people to mention now.
Oh, yeah.
We forget it. So sorry if we've forgotten anyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you to the Doña boys and to you guys in Sydney as well. Melbourne, Sydney, great welcome in both cities. And I hope to be back soon and check out more of Australia as well. Greek Australia in particular.
We hope so too, mate. Thank you so much. That's a fantastic way to wrap it all up, so to speak. Alex, thank you so much for being here. We hope to see you again as soon as possible, and we can go and tick off the rest of that list for you.
Thank you.
Glad to help you.
That's right.
Πάμε για ένα σουβλάκι τώρα ή...
Absolutely. Well, guys, uzotalk@outlook.com is the email. Follow us on social media at uzotalk and at uzo_talk. Also on Instagram and YouTube. Nika Thanasiou, Alex Milounas. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone.
Ouzo Talk is produced, written and presented by Tom Skolarikas and Nika Thanasiou. Our theme music is written and played by Peter Apostolidis, with additional music from George Kalapidis and Bouzouki legend Thanasis Polikadriotis.
Ακολουθήστε μας στο Soundees, στο Spotify, στο Apple Podcasts και στο Google Podcasts.